CRISLER Center. Here tonight, Friday Night Wrestling has a doubleheader full on the Big Ten Network. Fans are fired up as Big Ten Wrestling is presented by Cliff Keen Athletic. Wrestle with the best. It's the #1 team of the country. Penn State traveling to take on 11th ranked Michigan here today. And we welcome you in alongside Wrestling Hall of Famer Tim Johnson, Zach Mackey with you. Tim, this Penn State team is dominant. They're undefeated. They've got 10 ranked wrestlers, 6 of them #1 of the country. I mean, this is a team that just continues to impress.
Well, the question the last few years is always, is this the best team Cale Sanderson has ever had? And I think they may get a good case for it. But Sean Bormet will always have Michigan ready to battle.
Yeah, they're inside the CRISLER Center. It's a great crowd on hand here tonight. A lot of excitement surrounding right now this Michigan group and everything they've been able to accomplish. Let's look at our starting lineups. They are sponsored by Defend Soap. We'll start wrestling at 125, and we have 8 different times where ranked wrestlers will match up against each other.
Well, I jump up at 174 and 184, and I like the Mantanona brothers. And they go up against 2 #1 ranked undefeated wrestlers in Haines and Welsh, and then heavyweight should be a really great matchup.
125 is where we start with a couple of ranked wrestlers. Luke Lilledahl, undefeated, 14-0 in his sophomore campaign, going against an old guy. Diego Sotelo is 10-6 right now, and an opportunity here against one of the top wrestlers in the country. A thrill to have you with us tonight for Friday Night Wrestling underway from Ann Arbor, Michigan. On one side, it's a Penn State team who is coming off a fantastic victory. Heck, a whole bunch of great ones. They're 6-0 in their dual season. Michigan was handed their first loss of the year in dual competition. 4-1 at this point of the season right now, having fell most recently in that Ohio State duel on Sunday that you saw on the Big Ten Network.
Last week, Diego Sotelo wrestled the #2 ranked 125-pounder in Bazakis, and tonight it's #1. No break for Diego, the transfer from Harvard, who had 125 matches last year, was 3rd in the EIWA, and so he comes for a last year of competition to the Wolverines after several years at Harvard.
Yeah, a guy who's done it before, a 2-time NCAA qualifier at Harvard. Looking to get back there here this season. Seeing what he can do for his first season in the Big Ten Championships here in a couple of weeks. And on the leg is Lilledahl trying to finish. And he does for the first takedown of the duel.
Really nice job of execution in on the single, and then he finds the far leg. Lilledahl does drive through, gets a takedown. Talk about champions. Lilledahl, a world champion several times over at U17, U20, U23. Sean Bormet there, back at his alma mater, several-time All-American. Tremendous job at Michigan. Top five finishes in the NCAA's 5 times.
Yeah, they had that second place finish in 2022, and really they gave Penn State a lot. You remember when they had all those transfers, they were a really senior-heavy team back there in the early 2022 range. Here now they've got a couple of grad transfers, but for the most part they've got a really young lineup they're going to throw out there tonight against Penn State.
Neutral.
Escape one point, Michigan.
Up and out of there is Sotelo. Luke Lilledahl, you were talking about what he did in the offseason, obviously took notice of everyone in the country. He is the #1 ranked wrestler at 125 pounds. He's undefeated on the year, and he's going in for another takedown that he delivers.
Such a nice job of attacking below the hips there and then driving through. He drops his level, drives through so well.
No, what's that?
He elbowed me in the face.
Okay, I missed.
There's a nice sweep single there. He comes up and then immediately covers for that left ankle there, and then on a low ankle shot, then comes up and drives through, covers the hips for the takedown. 2 quick takedowns for Lilledahl. He's world class on his feet. So quick. He darts to each side. He attacks both sides of the body, and then he's tough on top. Right here, he's got that tight waist, looking to put pressure going forward and making it tough underneath for Sotelo.
He's going to have a really big week, obviously, next week, too. Bazakis and Lilledahl in that Penn State-Ohio State duel.
Green, you're set.
There's
Red
Cale.
cover, head in the middle.
What a job. 12 of the last 14 years, winning the NCAA title as the head coach. 159-0 as a competitor at Iowa State, and a 4-time NCAA champion, and then brings his success after a few years at Iowa State as their head coach to Penn State. And everyone knows what he's done there. Again, drops, drives. Lilledahl, 3 quick takedowns at the end of the period. No answer from Sotelo. That's how you do it.
Relentless on the offense here early on for the 125-pounder from Penn State.
Fakes, drops in, drives with the head, keeps tight with that head, drives through, flattens out Sotelo. No answer.
10 of Lilledahl's 14 wins this season came with bonus points. He has 7 tech falls and 2 major decisions.
Again, in on that single, and drops down to the ankles. Nice job by Sotelo, hiding that ankle. Does not give up the takedown, comes around. Good effort, good scramble by Sotelo.
Back to the center these two wrestlers go.
Yep.
Oh, look at him work on that head, then drops down to the leg, covers the hips, drives over, 3 points. That all came from he's so active and fakes, and then after hitting the head 2 or 3 times, just drops and drives.
1 escape, green.
He's looking to get a technical fall, 15-point victory real fast.
Yeah, 9-point lead right now, and then he's got that minute 30 of riding time.
His ties to the angles, he finds an angle, he drops in. His feet keep moving. He goes from the tie to the angles. His hands are moving. His attack rate so fast. And there's a reversal. Way to keep wrestling by Sotelo. That'll slow down the tech fall pursuit by Lilledahl.
1 escape.
1 point, Penn State.
Yeah, I mean,
we're neutral.
See, it's the battle within the battle here, Zach. I mean, this is a team sport as well. If you have a regular decision of 7 points or less, that's 3 points for the team. If you win by 8 to 14, that's 4. And if you win by more than 15, the match is over.
Green,
and you get a tech fall.
3 takedown, 3 takedown.
Drop down to the single against Lilledahl. Made that look good. And again, at the end of the period, there's no answer. That's the way you do it. But he's still another point away from the tech fall.
Those takedowns are just so clean out of Lilledahl. He's just down through, off the legs. The lone reversal here coming.
Yeah, he keeps wrestling. And then he just gets a reversal, comes out, and gets the 2-point reversal. As I said, they kept it going into the 3rd period, gives him an opportunity. But 1 escape.
Wow.
Reversal.
Up and around.
There's a lot of urgency by Lilledahl. Big victory.
And Lilledahl starts it off with bonus points here, 125 pounds. He picks up his 8th tech fall of the season to get his hand raised to get it started for Penn State.
Just hip heights is out there, gets on top, covers for the reversal, and a tech fall.
Gets so much energy up and out of his stance to start that 3rd. And he was ready to go still after all those takedowns, ready to go at 125. It starts early and quick for Penn State.
I have a feeling you're going to get, your best. You're going to get your best from the Wolverines because they're in CRISLER Arena, one of the great arenas, been around for a long time, for both basketball and wrestling.
Marcus Blaze, the young freshman, right now coming in as the number 4 ranked wrestler in the country. And on the other side, Gage Botero is 4-11 of the season right now. A couple of young guys getting thrown out there. Blaze is having a stellar season in his freshman campaign, still undefeated on the year right now. Member of the U17, U20, USA wrestling teams for Marcus Blaze.
And to finish my thought there, I think you're also going to get Penn State's best because they're coming off being tested in several weight classes by Nebraska at Penn State. And, it's always about getting better, and I just feel like, they feel like they can even be better than they showed last week.
Cale said, he was talking this week about how the Big Ten has so much success at the NCAA championships, and he said it's because we test ourselves all season long. Obviously, Penn State's going to test themselves next week with Ohio State. Already tested themselves with one of the top 5 teams of the country, Nebraska. Iowa obviously came to town. I mean, this Big Ten season obviously always is stacked, but Penn State feels like they've tested a lot of these guys. Marcus Blaise has been tested in his freshman campaign. He's 8-0 against ranked opponents.
Well, that's the same attitude that Sean Bormet had. You and I talked to him, and he talked about they saw this gauntlet, so to speak, when the schedule came out. It was Ohio State last week. It's Penn State this week. It's Iowa next week. And he said, you know, this is who we're going to be wrestling in the Big Tens and the NCAAs. Not everyone wrestles everyone, and there are other schools that don't meet the top teams this year. I think they're at a disadvantage, and that's how Bormet sees it. We get to feel these guys. These are the ones we're trying to beat. We get to feel them before we get to the Big Tens. What an atmosphere that's going to be, covered completely from start to finish by the Big Ten Network at State College in first weekend of March.
Yeah, we're so fired up to get to State College. You know, the interesting part is Blaise is coming around and getting his first takedown. The Big Tens are at State College, so Penn State is traveling this weekend. They will not travel again until the NCAA tournament when that comes towards the later part of March. So they're going to spend a lot of time in the friendly confines of State College.
That works out pretty well, doesn't it?
It does.
The short offense there by Marcus Blaise, really nice job, you know, ran the corner after he had the front headlock and just does a really nice job of, first of all, staying in his stance and being real disciplined in his position. And then the front headlock, ran the corner, got the 3-point takedown.
Greg Botero, a guy who's from the state of Pennsylvania, was a state champion at Faith Christian Academy from Lansdale, Pennsylvania. Marcus Blaise, who's a guy from Ohio out there wrestling for Penn State, but a 4-time Ohio State champion. Perrysburg High School, where he did his wrestling.
Marcus's brother, Joy, wrestles for Purdue, and he was a runner-up last year at the NCAAs to Antrell Taylor from
40
Nebraska.
seconds. Go ahead and get set, Green.
The Blaise brothers would like to be on the podium together this year, I'm sure.
Red cover, head in the middle.
Blaise, the number 2 recruit in the class of 25. You know, I just sit there and amazed by the next geners, you know, and now you got Jax Forrest, Beau Bassett, the freshmen that are doing so well. The wrestling's just evolved, and they're just better coming out of high school because of the internet. You get to watch the best, and they come out ready to go. And a nice job of anticipating that roll by Blaise. He gets 3 points. He hooks up the cradle. He's looking to keep him on the mat, pull him in. He's going to try to come backwards with it. That cradle's locked. As long as you're inside, you can pin him off. Now he's going to make room if he can. Time's going to save Botero.
Marcus Blaise looking for his 5th pin of the season. He'll get all the near fall points, but the horn saves Botero in the first.
Penn State is in the down position to begin the second period.
If it had been any longer, he was going to make room for those shoulders to drop through. Probably would have got the fall, but saved by the bell.
Blaise will select to go down. He's up to his feet. We were talking with Coach Bormat, too, about this 133, about a guy like Botero. He said, listen, you're wrestling the Big Ten A, but you're wrestling at 133 in the Big Ten. I mean, it is a stacked weight class. Lucas Bird, Ben Davino. I mean, there are so many of the top wrestlers here in this weight class.
Yeah, Lucas Bird is kind of the forgotten wrestler from Illinois. He's the reigning national champion, but we talked about the young guns that are, you know, being talked about.
Don't move him. Don't move him.
I shared last week I was riding the elevator with Lucas Bird, and he said, he just smiled and said, bring him on. Botero has the Merkel there, but Blaise able to break the leg that was laced inside, comes around, snaps the head. Again, see how well he keeps in position, Blaise. Always lower than his opponent there. Stays in position, works that head. Now he's going to try to run that corner. And continues on, relentless. Another 3 points.
And he's eyeing in on a tech fall right now. He's Blaze. He's got 5 of them of the season. And he's trying to make it back-to-back tech falls for this Penn State team to get it rolling for the Nittany Lions.
Out of bounds. Green, you're down. 45.
Yeah, the thing about Blaze is he just keeps gaining steam. He's like a flywheel. You get it going, and he's actually
just make sure you tell me that.
Energy as the match goes along.
Optional start. Wait for me.
He's going to have
red cover.
Optional start and then push him away.
One escape.
He's looking for a match-ending takedown.
That would do it.
Is that underhook? Works that head with his head.
30 seconds in the second period.
Staying lower, see how he's... And now a little run around and ending takedown.
Back-to-back tech falls. Get it rolling as Marcus Blaze picks up his 6th of the season. Blaze got the win, and he added some...
We gave Lilledahl a loss in a tournament, but it's not an official by NCAA rules. That's how good Desmond is. That's how good the backups are for Penn State. But now he's going to be up at 141, and so 2 guys getting used to a new weight class.
We're here from the Chrysler Center in Ann Arbor, Michigan. Zach Mackey, Tim Johnson with you on a Friday night packed full of wrestling on the Big Ten Network.
Dylan Ragusin, 4-time qualifier, 2-time All-American at 133. He was the Big Ten runner-up a few years ago to Dylan Shaver from Rutgers, and so he's had his opportunities and to be a great Wolverine, but coming back from that ACL total reconstruction is tough.
Yeah, big time tough. He was 6-3 last year until that injury shortened his year. That's why Matt said we see it so much in practice. We've got to see it out there in duels in big situations here late in the year now, and I'm hoping that Ragusin can show it here now against, like we said, a guy in Desmond who is using one of those dates here today. He gave Luke Lilledahl in the tournament his only loss of the season, but because they're teammates, it does not count as an NCAA loss. So Lilledahl still with a perfect 14-0 record.
This is where Dylan wants to be. Work that underhook there. Get your ties, control the center of the mat like he's doing there, and then execute. You're looking to move your opponent so that you can get a better look, and that look isn't straight on.
Both these 2 guys, 2-time high school state champions. For Desmond, it was in the state of Pennsylvania. They're Bethlehem Catholic. And for Ragusin, the 2-time Illinois state champion at Montini Catholic.
And one was in junior high when the other was winning his championships. Dylan in his 6th year, Desmond a true freshman. There's that underhook. Anticipated by Desmond. And it was a nice job of Desmond dropping back in. Good hip action by Dylan, but see how Desmond continues to fight, and so does Ragusin. Good effort by both wrestlers.
Wow, what a counter coming out of Ragusin to keep it 0-0.
By both there. I thought both of them had the advantage at one time, and they did, but they fought through it, kept wrestling. That scrap got the crowd at the Chrysler Arena, into this. They want to see their veteran come out with a victory.
Yeah, what a great crowd they've got tonight. They moved it over to the Chrysler Center, and a ton of folks come out.
There's a Mason Paris and Vine, there to work out with the Regional Training Center, looking at 2028. He wants to be that Olympian in 2028, and it makes the room tremendous at the weight. We'll talk about it more when the heavyweights come up. But to have Mason Paris in the ring, huge.
That is the one match here tonight that Michigan is favored in at heavyweight.
You're warned for stalling.
And it's a stall warning coming on Desmond.
Side headlock for 5.
And that's rare. And take a look at this, because in the entire season so far, Penn State's opponents have been warned for stalling 97 times. Penn State has just been warned for stalling 10 times the entire year. They have been so dominant in all the duels. 12-0 on the season.
Desmond had that front headlock from the side. You can stay there 4 counts, but on the 5th count, that's a stall, automatic stall. So Dylan Ragusin gets a very important escape here in the 2nd period, leading 1-0. This is where you're hoping that Dylan Ragusin's getting close to being at peak, you know. And now drops down in, but can Desmond cut that corner, trying to cut the corner, and he does get 3. He was able to hook that ankle. Now puts the boots in. Desmond comes out with a 3-point takedown, goes out in front, and now with the boots in, looking to break Ragusin down to the mat.
Still with that leg in.
He's responsible for getting back down.
Wrestle through this. You're warned for stalling.
All warning coming on Desmond. That's his 2nd, and that results in 1 point for Ragusin.
Restart. Both guys have to wrestle there. Both guys.
As Ragusin's trying to run the corner, he drops in, but immediately Desmond sits and then hooks that back leg, comes out on top for the 3.
They're talking to the head table. Should be 3-2, because that's the 2nd stall call coming on Desmond. So it is a 1-point match here in the 2nd.
Very savvy by Ragusin. He knew what was going on there. He knew that Desmond was responsible for returning him to the mat.
No swipe as the wrestlers roll through. Here again in a scramble.
I love the scramble going on by Ragusin. He's continuing to wrestle through positions, trying to come across. He gets 2.
Reversal. Ragusin takes the lead.
And now really important time for Ragusin to not let Desmond go here. And he does not. The reversal at the end of the period, no answer.
The Michigan bench loving it as he got around and broke the hands.
Well, this is a really good job by Ragusin of wrestling through the position. He just kept wrestling. Now he's going to anchor his hips and scoot around, hook the leg, and get the reversal.
So Sean Gourmet is wanting a conversation with the officials right now. Jason Wedgbury is our lead official, and they are going over to the replay monitor to look at this. It will be the first time that the officials go over there. I think they're looking at a swipe because the Michigan bench thought maybe they're late. It could have been a swipe of the...
It seemed like the swipe was one that Penn State wanted. And so we'll see. I mean, that earlier, but that would be too late. So I know this. They're excited. Okay. So he comes around. Yeah, you're right, Zach. They're looking. Should it have been a swipe? And I don't think so.
Riding time. Back to wrestling.
And maybe.
Okay. Riding time is what they actually wanted to check. There was no challenge brick thrown by either side. I think Kale was trying to get some clarity. Was the challenge brick thrown? It was not. The officials started that challenge and went over there to fix the riding time.
This is a really important third period for Dylan Ragusin. Opportunity to get the Wolverines on the board. This is a gut check. You're going to have to win 2 or 3 times in this period right here. Ragusin's going to need to win 2 or 3 times in difficult situations, I believe, to pull out this victory.
He's a guy who's done it before, an All-American 2 years ago in Ragusin. The injury sat him down. Can he come back from that? And can he get back to the podium? But Desmond turns him around and gets the reversal. He's looking for swipes.
And Ragusin's looking for a reversal right here and trying to get out for an escape. Needs to get his escape. Nice job by Desmond.
And gets it. We have a tied match.
Both easy, stalemate.
Back to the center they go. Boy, these two can wrestle through any position.
So that's just a reversal. And then Ragusin comes on and gets the escape. Like I said, you gotta be able to now execute when you're tired. Times more that you're gonna have to wrestle through difficult situations.
And this crowd is ready to get behind their Michigan wrestler.
No riding time significance right now, so it comes down to this with 40 seconds left.
It's the young gun in Nate Desmond getting thrown out there at 141 pounds against the old vet, Dylan Ragusin, who's been there, done it, an All-American already.
Ragusin right there should shoot him out because he's got a stall call on him, but right now he's not taking advantage of that opportunity that I think he has.
And Tim, these guys have been scrambling. They've been going through positions. You can see they are very tired here with the final 15 seconds.
A hard sport.
But can Ragusin finish it on the edge of the mat?
He's going to try to bring him back on. You got to really, this is it. This is your opportunity. Okay, they're going to go to sudden victory.
Sudden victory. Coach Bormat loving it. From Dylan Ragusin. These two have had a great one so far, so let's put 2 more minutes on the clock. The first one to score wins it.
Red score first.
I like that when Ragusin's got his tie-ups going. He's got to force his control. Don't do anything.
Ragusin on the edge of the mat.
He didn't know where he's at.
Oh, and Desmond comes back and gets the victory in overtime. The young freshman stuns the crowd from the Chrysler Center.
Final score of a 141-pound match in overtime.
He gets thrown in, and in overtime finds a way to get the job done.
This is where you got to know where you're at the end right here. And Desmond kept wrestling like it was in the middle of the match, comes back, drives through the hips, and gets the takedown.
Performance by Nate Desmond to get it going. He was tired there in that overtime, but continued to wrestle through the position. A ranked victory for Nate Desmond. Comes on the road to the Big Ten and gets the job done. #1 ranked wrestler in the country, Shayne Van Ness, is undefeated on the year. He's a junior, and he's going up on the other side against Lachlan McNeil, who's 11-3 right now, also a senior. Look at it, Van Ness is 1-0 all time, having wrestled against Lachlan. It was a close match last time in the NCAA Championships, the quarterfinals.
Now wrestling for Michigan, Lachlan.
And Lachlan will get out onto the mat to get it going. The 3-time NCAA All-American at North Carolina in 2023, 24, and 25. Made the transfer here to Michigan after a 5th place finish last season at the NCAA Championship. Shayne Van Ness, a 3rd place finish at the NCAA Championships a season ago.
2 years in a row, Shayne Van Ness has been well, not 2 years in a row. In 23 and 25, he was 3rd. Got hurt in 24, wasn't in the lineup. Lost to Ridge Lovett in the semis last year. Ridge on his way to a national championship. A couple of national prep championships at Blair Academy in high school. But Shayne Van Ness has shown that he is certainly up for being the #1 ranked wrestler in the nation.
It was a 7-2 winner for Van Ness last March when these two locked up. Right now, 3 for 3 through the first 3 matches. Penn State leading it in the team score 13-0 with 2 tech falls and a decision.
Shayne occasionally gives up early takedowns, and he's undone by it.
Break easy, green.
He knows how to come back.
Sure
That's what the great ones know. He's been down like 7-0 this year, and come back and won 31-15 in that particular match.
Yep.
Really solid. Will come up short of his goal at the NCAAs, and Lachlan, man, he's been just so consistent.
Yeah.
And He's, like you said, a 3-time All-American at North Carolina and won over 80 matches at North Carolina.
Got 11 wins this season.
I feel like I've seen him pick it up in the last couple of weeks, Lachlan, because, you know, you're older. You've got to manage the season. I felt like in December, that's what he was kind of doing, managing the season. It's a long season. I'm older. I've been around a long time. And now I feel like it's go time, and that's how they both feel.
Lachlan was one of 4 guys who did get a victory against Ohio State in that duel on Sunday. Ohio State won the duel overall. Michigan took 4 of the matches.
You see how Van Ness gets in close. He's looking to, get that head, knock on the head a little bit, and then it's not so much a low shot, but he comes in there. He's looking for the underhooks and looking to just get inside. Likes to wrestle in that phone booth. Lachlan also likes to wrestle close, gets inside and wants to snap and run the corner, but not quite as close as Van Ness wrestles to you. Neither wrestler able to get what they want from a standpoint of being able to move the other one to get a good look at an angle.
It's been 6 straight wins for Lachlan McNeil. And it's been 3 straight wins in this duel for Penn State. Starting at 125, a couple of tech falls. Great one at 141 as Desmond was thrust into that lineup for Penn State. Walked away with a victory in sudden victory.
Nice job coming to the feet by McNeil. They don't want to let Van Ness get on top of you, get the leg in and flatten you out. Nice job. The early score by McNeil.
Break easy. 1 red. Illegal.
Illegal. 1 point Penn State.
So he slapped the head a little hard. And that's a technical violation of 1 point for Van Ness. You don't want to give a wrestler like Van Ness an extra point there, but you also want to let him know that, hey, I'm here. There's a shot. High cross, come around, covered the double. He's going to try to hook that leg. Nice job in the crotch by McNeil, trying to stretch it out, not allow Van Ness to come around and hook, but it looks like it's almost inevitable, but nice throw. Now that's something that Lachlan will do.
Danger green.
He had to give it up. Starting to get danger, neutral danger there, and the takedown coming for Van Ness. Couple of guys who have been there, done it. These two, 5 All-American honors between the 2 of them.
And Lachlan, out of Toronto, Ontario, has represented Canada in a couple of senior world championships. And so he's always looking for those opportunities as a Canadian. But he's Wyoming Seminary, so he spent his wrestling development in the United States. Nice job here, the tight waist, and then the
Out of bounds, break easy. Good job.
Head lever and driving through. Van Ness, as I said, when you have the ability to come back from deficits like him, you know that you've got the gas tank.
18
and right
seconds.
now, with a lead,
Go ahead and
there's not going to be any taking the foot off the pedal by Van Ness.
You know, you talked about those early period woes for Van Ness. He's got 46 takedowns on the season. He's allowed just 5 takedowns all season long. 4 of those have come in the first period. Guys have been able to get that early takedown, but it's been difficult as it's gone into the second and here now into the third. Van Ness allowing no takedown so far. Just one escape from McNeil.
There's the brain trust right there. Van Ness and Sorella and Bolliard and Kevin Jackson there. 1992 Olympic gold medalist, one of the great teachers in our sport.
Van Ness.
Top down, 1.
Able to get the hips out Now he just wants to break that
Drop
grip.
down. 1, 2,
McNeil getting the count as far as blackdown
4,
because he's still got
5.
the riding time going. Now
Break
the
easy.
stall call on Lachlan for being below the hips while he was in control. If that had been on their feet and he was just trying to get a takedown, obviously it's not the same thing. Now it comes back to the top and doesn't want to do that again, but it kept him in control. Ooh, nice step back.
Haines gets the escape.
Yeah, and look at this, relentless. He's working the head.
Break easy. Just got the hands got in the singlet. Hands got in the singlet.
Potentially dangerous. You hear Jason Wedgbury say the hands got the singlet, so he breaks that up in a hurry. But Van Ness is quickly in on the single leg.
A really nice low shot to his left, and then picks up the leg, drives through the hips. Great job of lowering his level and then penetrating. I mean, he's working the head, then he's dropping, then he's driving through the hips. Just great fundamentals by Van Ness.
Van Ness right now with a 7-point lead of this match. His riding time has now gone over a minute, so a major decision if he keeps Lachlan McNeil down throughout the entirety here of the third.
His motion in every position just keeps you, hard, almost, you just can't defend it.
Keep working, guys. Both guys working to improve.
He does such a nice job of staying in position and getting his opponent, Van Ness, out of position. And right there, that's out of position when you're flat. You don't want to be there. He knows it. And there's not much he can do about it because of the pressure forward that Van Ness is working on him. It's not like Lachlan doesn't want to get up.
Van Ness has gotten riding time secured, and he looks as if he has secured a major decision for the third time this season.
Might be overused, but there's the definition of workmanlike by the #1 ranked wrestler in the nation.
Shayne Van Ness goes on the road and gets another ranked victory on the year. He is 7-0 in ranked wins, and he gets more bonus points coming for Penn State. 4 matches up, all 4 going for Penn State so far. On the Big Ten Network and the Fox Sports app. 157 pounds now. A couple of young guys. PJ Duke having a great year. The freshman is 13-1 now, and it's the first meeting with Cameron Catrabone. The freshman is 13-4 right now, number 13 of the country. This is the making of a really good matchup here at 157.
Yeah, Catrabone comes from, he's a legacy wrestler for the Wolverines. His dad, Jeff, was a 3-time All-American. With 55 career pins, he was first when he left in the 90s. He's still second, and I think that Cam really has a great future here. Going up against PJ Duke, who's in high school last year, a true freshman, who just quite frankly could win it all. And there's Catrabone in and saying, hey, maybe not tonight.
Well, the question is, how does PJ Duke respond? He was handed his first loss of the season for Penn State and of his college career last week against Antrell Taylor. Went to tiebreakers. It was a 2-1 winner, and here Catrabone is first on the board with a takedown.
Yeah, I really like Catrabone's movement. I like the way he wrestles. It's kind of like that 70s show. He's, like I said, his dad wrestled, but
What do you got, Red?
I think of some wrestlers that you're going to see arm bars and the type of wrestling that is kind of old school. And there is the opportunity that Catrabone had. He comes around, hooks the leg. Injury time for Penn State.
Yeah, PJ Duke was kind of something with that arm, the shoulder almost of that right shoulder is getting looked at right now by the staff over there at Penn State. So much excitement about this young freshman PJ Duke and the season that he's put together. Here's a look of it.
It was a little nice job of a little dump action there. And as he drives through, we can't really tell what happened. We just don't know. We do know they're working the shoulder. And he's going to go back out. Great start by Cam Catrabone. Just what his doctor ordered.
There you go. I gotcha.
Red cover.
So Catrabone, after the injury, he gets the decision where he wants to go. He elects to go down.
You know, you're playing with house money here. See the old-fashioned roll there? He comes out, gets the hips out.
Up and out.
Yeah, I like that. Just enough of a roll there that it made Duke uncomfortable, and he got the hips out and got one. Great start for the Wolverine.
Catrabone, the two-time New York State champion at Williamsville North High School.
He's the first state champion in the history of that school.
That's
at Williamsville North.
And then P.J. Duke, the four-time state champion of the state of New York at Slate Hill is where he's from. He was at Minnesota Valley High School. So a couple of New Yorkers going at it here on the mat up in Ann Arbor.
And we always mention world championships when you talk about the Penn State. So he's a world champion at U20. He was bronze at U23. Yeah. And he was on the world team, the senior world team. That's all happened within a few months. What a year that P.J. Duke has had. And that's why everybody was looking at him and saying, who is that guy? Just like,
Tim, throughout his high school career, he went 173-1. P.J. Duke lost one match. It was his freshman year. He lost his first ever collegiate match last week as Antrell Taylor rode him out to win it 2-1 in tiebreakers. I mean, the question is, how do you respond after a loss? Because a guy like P.J. Duke hasn't done it very often.
Well, and the thing is, that was the first takedown given up in his college career. That's what Catrabone just did. He had not been taken down. He didn't get taken down by Antrell.
That's right.
And so what we just saw there, Cam Catrabone gave P.J. Duke his first, the first takedown against him in his college career.
You know, when these two matched up, I'm talking about Michigan-Penn State last year. It was a 39-0 winner for Penn State. Michigan didn't have a single takedown in the duel. That's how dominant Penn State was. Catrabone getting a takedown here, and Michigan's well on their way with a couple of takedowns of this duel already. End of the first, Catrabone with that lead. There was the escape as he kicked the legs up, got up to the feet. Giving him a 4-1 advantage. Back in the down position will go Catrabone, who's looking to get the first win of the duel for Michigan.
You know what's really interesting here, Zach, is this is new territory for PJ. Coming off a loss, as you've said. Giving up the first takedown he's ever given. Being in a match that he's behind now 5-1. And both coaches would agree, this is why we wrestle right now. This is why we want to be tested. Because, you know, this isn't exactly what counts as much as 3 weeks from now. And there, PJ responds, big-time response by Duke, in on a low single, drives through, gets the takedown, narrows the gap.
This is the first meeting for these young freshmen in their collegiate career. They met in high school
you're in control.
And wrestled back then, but you better know they're going to see each other a lot. A couple of freshmen in the Big Ten that have themselves in the top 15 are going to have some real good ones down the years.
What I've seen from PJ earlier this year is he's got another gear, and he's starting to move into that, and nice job of wrestling through that position by Catrabone. Now, can he hit down?
See Sean Bormat yelling out the orders from the side.
Yeah, keep wrestling through.
Stalemate.
And he's happy with his wrestler there to get the stalemate and send them back to their feet.
Two really good-looking young wrestlers that we're going to be watching for years to come.
On the leg.
Drives through, picks the ankle, and the roll through almost catches the neck wrench. Then Duke comes across, slides his left hand, cuts off, and gets the takedown. Really nice job by both of them keeping the wrestling going, but Duke, just great fundamentals. Kept his poise.
10 seconds.
He made really good decisions there in that scramble. Duke did.
Out of bounds.
Out of bounds, and these two go back to the center. This went back and forth. It could have been anyone's takedown.
And then because Catrabone is, he's going to get after it. But what's that left arm right there? Cuts across. stopped any momentum.
Yeah, he is
Go ahead and
not
get
afraid
set,
to
Green.
roll through it.
Still get a fair start here. Hold for it. Red, cover, held.
Cody Sanderson, the brother of Cale Sanderson, his top assistant, two-time runner-up, NCAA himself for Iowa State back in the day. There he is. A good look at Cody Sanderson, part of the Brain Trust. Nick Hill on the other side of Cale Sanderson.
Separated by 1 point.
So electing to start on their feet. Catrobone's already got one takedown. Looking for another one to take the lead here in the third and give Michigan their first win of today's duel.
Who's got the most left in their tank? Who can stay disciplined in good position and then execute? Who wants to put themselves in a wrestling position, believing they'll come out scoring more points? When you believe you're the best, you're not hesitant to put yourself in wrestling positions. Maybe giving up something to gain. Catrabone, the one that's going to have a little more urgency. There's no riding time. He trails by one. Duke, a completely different situation yet. There.
On the leg here, Catrabone.
And he drives through and he gets the takedown.
Catrabone takes down Duke. 45 seconds remain, and Duke's in quickly.
Shinwizard rolls through, passes the leg. And a reversal.
A takedown coming for P.J. Duke. 11-9 as it sits right now. Wow, Duke was quick to respond, and now can Catrabone do the same?
Catrabone just drops in and comes up to his feet, body locks, down for three.
And Duke, he went right to those legs right away. He knew it was go time with the final 45 seconds.
It's a great battle here between both wrestlers. It's the kind of match I thought it might be. Catrabone getting two takedowns against a guy that hadn't been taken down all year.
And now it's over a minute. Riding time secure. Catrabone needs a takedown in the final couple of seconds. He will not get it, and P.J. Duke responds. A tough one last week, and he gets taken down for the first time in his career, but he comes to the CRISLER Center and keeps it rolling for Penn State.
Final score of our 157-pound match.
The young freshman scrapping it up out there, and P.J. Duke gets his hand raised. What a match coming out of P.J. Duke and Penn State. 5 matches down. It's been all Penn State so far from Ann Arbor. Intermission upcoming here on the Big Ten Network.
What a battle. It was really good.
That was a battle. Looked like one you could see at the NCAA championships, even the Big Ten championships. Now let's look at the standings where they sit right now. Penn State, the clear-cut favorite, 6-0 right now, undefeated. Ohio State and Iowa are colliding here right after this on the Big Ten Network. Michigan, as you see, in the top half up there, in third right now with the Big Ten standings. They've had a nice run so far, but they've got a big next week too, with Iowa coming to town and obviously Penn State tonight.
Well, if Ohio State gets by Iowa tonight, it'll set it up for what everybody's been waiting for. They've marked the calendar, and it's going to happen.
Next Friday night, number 1 versus number 2, right here on the Big Ten Network, Penn State and Ohio State. A couple of teams that are undefeated so far. You can see why it is absolutely the best wrestling conference in America, the Big Ten. Penn State has been dominant in this sport. And that's a guy who's been really, really dominant in this sport. 165 pounds, Mitchell Mesenbrink, the junior 16-0, the reigning national champion. And Justin Gates, the young freshman, gets the go. The first meeting for these two, an 11-7 record for Justin Gates. Mesenbrink has been go, 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 all gas throughout this season. He has kept the pedal down coming off that national championship.
Well, that's the best way to describe Mitchell Mesenbrink. His attack rate is off the charts. It's probably ×7 most other average great wrestlers. It's just high and clean, and the pace is out of this world.
Justin Gates is going to have his hands full. The redshirt freshman out of Davison, Michigan, was a 3-time Michigan State champion, had an injury that sidelined him a season ago. And he gets the chance to go here today. Zach Mackey alongside Tim Johnson with you from the Chrysler Center on a Friday night packed full of wrestling on the Big Ten Network. It will continue after this. Iowa and Ohio State coming up.
Yeah, look at this execution right here. Drops in, does not go out of bounds, pulls Gates back in, covers.
No.
Did not get it. They were not down on the mat. Mesenbrink still looking for that first takedown, and here it comes.
He gets the takedown there. You know, he's just, you know, he's also not only a gas tank, but he's probably the most skilled with the biggest gas tank. No brakes, all gas, and he's the favorite for the Hodge Trophy. And yet there are some other favorites up there. I would imagine there are multiple Penn State wrestlers that are in the running to be finalists for the Hodge Trophy.
I know Jesse Mendez who's in the talk too, a guy who's had a really nice year.
No question about it. Mendez has just been so dominant for the Ohio State Buckeyes. Started with a single leg, drew him back in. He anticipates the roll, comes around, covers the hips.
Okay, one escape,
gets
green,
control,
one escape,
3.
we're neutral.
Giving Gates the escape to go back to work on his feet. Mesenbrink. Gates gives a shot there, but Mesenbrink stops, runs the corner, and gets the 3.
Mesenbrink has 16 wins on the season. All but 1 have come with bonus points. He's got 15 matches. He's got 7 falls, 6 tech falls, 2 major decisions throughout this season. He's looking to continue the bonus points here for Penn State. They have been just dominant overall. They, on average, margin of victory in a duel in the Big Ten this season on average is 39.8 margin of victory. And there's a warning coming on Gates, his first.
Yeah, the mantra for Mesenbrink is engage and execute. You know, just force wrestling. When you're confident that you're better in most spots, he just gets himself in there and engages and executes. Speaking of execution, he had a great performance at the U23s.
Yeah.
Won in a gold, beat a senior world champion with the last second takedown, real clutch.
Coach Gourmet had high praise for Mitchell Mesenbrink, one of the most rounded wrestlers maybe in college wrestling this season.
Stay legal.
You know, he started at Cal Baptist. Gives me an opportunity to say, you know, Cal Baptist has announced they're dropping the men's program, and we just can't lose that program. And wrestling's a great fraternity, and let's get behind, do whatever we can to help, you know, keep CBU wrestling. That's the website, keepcbuwrestling.com, and go and see how you can help. But that's where Mesenbrink started and redshirted and came to Penn State. Obviously out of Heartland, Wisconsin.
Yeah.
His dad was the high school coach, one of the great high school coaches in Wisconsin, and obviously trained with
green cover,
the Askren Academy. A lot of great wrestlers out of that area. Oh, Castro does a little cartwheel on his head over and scores the points.
He's not afraid to get into scramble positions, turn to his back, is he? I mean, he'll wrestle through it.
Well, he knows that he's offensive enough that he can make up for any slips that happen. So if he slips, no problem. So let's go for it.
Already 2.5 minutes of riding time here for Mitchell Mesenbrink in the second period.
It's really hard to prepare for his intensity and his pace. He's relentless. And there he stops the
3 takedown.
quick shot by Gates. Runs around, covers.
You know, Justin Gates is a guy, he's a competitor, had knee surgery last season, so didn't get a lot of competition. And this season, getting more opportunities out there on the mat. And this is a huge opportunity against a reigning national champion.
Was that neutral? Did you say neutral?
As you get ready for the Big Tens of the NCAA.
Did you want to go neutral?
Forced into the lineup, a 57-pounder up at 65 because Gilcher is out for the season. Slips the arm.
3
comes through. 3.
3 points, Penn State.
Probably would like to add to his pin total. He's tied for 5th in the nation with 7 pins.
Yep.
We're at 30.
30 seconds, second period.
Good job. Return that.
He is keeping him down this time. Mesenbrink had been releasing Gates up and getting to his offense. Short time here with his second. Try to turn it.
Easy on the throat.
Well, Mesenbrink will head to the third now with an 11-point lead in this 165-pound bout, and he's got 3 minutes and 45 seconds of riding time. He's been dominant in this one, as Penn State's been dominant in the duel so far, 5 for 5. But these upper weights are kind of where Michigan has, you know, some of their top-ranked wrestlers in the country. They're favored at heavyweight, the only weight class that they are favored in this duel. So they look to make up some ground. As Mesenbrink's in on the leg again.
You got to give credit to Gates. He's engaging. The only way you're going to beat is to slow down Mesenbrink's attack. It's just too hard to do for most wrestlers. But he's engaging. He's wrestling, and that's what Mesenbrink likes too. He likes to, you know, have wrestlers that will actually wrestle him. And when you're number one and you're the favorite, that doesn't always happen, as we know.
No, I can remember the Big Ten championships last year, talking with Mitchell after he won his Big Ten championship, and he said, I like guys who wrestle. I like to grow the sport. I want us to go.
You got blood in your nose.
That's the way I wrestle.
There's Casey Cunningham, a longtime assistant, national champion from Central Michigan, one of the top assistants. And you know, any staff that has longevity has you benefit. The kids benefit. The fans benefit. The administration benefits. And that's what has happened here in the last 15 years with both these squads. I mean, 8 years for Dormet, but longer as assistant, a longtime assistant of Joe the Silver Fox McFarland, who is still around the area, very supportive of his former assistant as the head coach.
A little bit of blood. They'll get cleaned up on Gates here late in the third. Get them cleaned up, ready to go, and they'll start on their feet. You can see Mesenbrink, he's still ready to go. He's got plenty in the tank, and he's going for a tech fall.
And it's going to happen here in just a second as he pulls it back over. Nice job of rolling through by Gates. He's still wrestling hard, trying to pass the leg and hold on.
Break easy,
potentially dangerous.
Yeah, bleeding all over that time. Man, Mesenbrink, though, Mitchell is not scared about pulling him right on top of you. This time, it's Mitchell Mesenbrink who is bleeding after it was Gates originally. Tickets are on sale out there for folks who want to get into Bryce Jordan Center, but to have it at a venue, at a place like the Bryce Jordan Center is so cool and going to be so fun in the first weekend of March. They got a little bit of a cut there on Mitchell Mesenbrink, and we'll try to get that squared away. He's got himself off to a great start here so far.
You know what's really neat about the Big Ten Championships, too?
Yeah.
Obviously, the Bryce Jordan is always going to be in a great environment. But because of the quality of the tournament, wherever it's held now, we're still in a position that we rotate to, from school to school.
Right.
Whether it was Northwestern last year, whatever school it's at, they're packed because people are going to drive, fly, they're going to come in for the Big Ten Championships. So it doesn't matter where it's at. It's a full house for the Big Ten Championships.
Here's Mitchell Mesenbrink, a takedown away from ending this match. He's got a number of them, and he's trying to get yet another tech fall. It'd be his 7th of the season. Coming around.
Danger green. 1.
And he's getting neutral
2.
danger counts here. Here's 2.
Just love the fight by Gates. Anything but laying down. Mesenbrink going to finish it off here. As soon as he hooks the leg, comes up and covers the hips. And there's your 3 points.
Another tech fall for Mitchell Mesenbrink. He got cut up a little bit on the front of the head, but his motor continues all the way through the 3rd. And it gets bonus points for Penn State at 165.
Mesenbrink for Penn State. Tech fall over Gates for Michigan, 21-5. Team score.
Impressive showing for Justin Gates to take that to the 3rd, but Mitchell Mesenbrink, the reigning national champ, gets it done. And a good one upcoming. 174 was one we talked about all throughout the night. Levi Haines, the senior's #1 of the country. He's undefeated, but Beau Mantanona is ready to make a stir. He's 14-4 on the year, #11 of the country. The senior Haines, Mantanona, the sophomore. This is the first meeting between these two, and we're excited for it.
Yeah, the Mantanona brothers, Beau and Ness, will be brought. They come to wrestle, and they bring an exciting kind of wrestling. The fans enjoy it, and they're not afraid to put themselves in an unorthodox position. You might call them a bit unorthodox as wrestlers, but they are really good. We're going to hear about them a long time. But again, the test for both of them. #1 ranked, undefeated. Here's Levi Haines.
Haines, the 2024 national champion at 157 pounds back in 2024. He's a 3-time All-American the last 3 seasons. He's got himself #1 of the rankings right now, and has an undefeated season. He's 4-0 against ranked opponents, while Mantanona was an NCAA qualifier last year after placing 3rd at the Big Ten Championships. First meeting between these two wrestlers, and Mantanona, him and his brother, looking to get it rolling here these next 2 matches for Michigan.
Yeah, Beau's going to have to fight through those hands. Haines is really relentless. He's got a very nice, hard hand fighting system. And there's Mantanona in on the shot. Haines rolls through. And usually in these kind of positions, if Beau can keep his head up, slip that ankle, but the head comes up for Haines. He comes around. He's got the boot in. He's going to try to anchor down with the hips. Nice movement by Beau. And cast over by Haines. Wow. Great wrestling there. And there should be 3.
You know, Beau Mantanona is known more of an unorthodox guy. He's, a guy that will scramble with you. While Levi Haines is a great positional wrestler, but that scramble comes the way of Levi Haines if he gets the first takedown.
That was a nice job by Mantanona getting in, because you don't want to, hang on the collar with Haines, and he found an opening. Haines' defense and scramble ability there comes out on top.
Levi Haines is a guy in this top spot. He's a 3-time Big Ten champion.
Work to score points.
And he's looking to get his 4th when the tournament comes home.
Break easy, stalemate.
There's where Haines does such a nice job. And right here, you saw him cast over the hips. Now he had that ankle, and he drives through, covers the hips, drives through, and gets the 3. Haines really good on top. You saw him get that chicken wing there, looking for the
Down one.
He'd like to get his right leg in. Figure 4 above the knee and do a half Nelson. He's really hard on top, puts a lot of pressure. Going to look to go to his feet right now. Going to give the takedown.
One escape.
The escape. 88-4 in his career. Lost to Vinny Zerben, who wrestles for Iowa State right now, and then 3 national champions, O'Connor, O'Toole, and Hamady. That's it. That's his only losses, Haines.
That's a pretty good wrestler.
30-0 in Big Ten duels. 30-0. Boom. Drives through, covers. Another 3. That's from 6-1.
Mantanona's had a heck of a last couple of weeks now. He's had 3 straight ranked victories for this Michigan group. And he's got an opportunity here with the #1 ranked wrestler, but Haines with 2 takedowns to give him the early lead. We're through the first period now.
Yeah, last week Haines had a tough match with Minto.
Michigan, your choice.
Looking on, obviously his brother Brock Mantanona, who will go next at 184, watching his brother while trying to warm up here. Back of the tunnel of the Chrysler Center.
Red cover.
Haines had a close victory over Minto last week with Nebraska.
Make sure Minto we get a pause. Make sure we get a pause.
The first one to take Levi down this year.
Cover and hold.
Match last week.
Levi Haines with 36 takedowns on the season. He's allowed just 3 takedowns. Michigan as a team has had 2 takedowns in this duel today. It's been dominated by the 23 takedowns by Penn State so far. In the 7th match of the night.
That was a real good test for Levi last week. Minto really came firing. 4th last year. Served notice that he's going to be right there. Minto from Nebraska. But Levi's obviously the man right now, out in front 6-2. But again, Beau Mantanona taking his shots, engaging in wrestling. He just wants to get himself in a position where he can find the next wrestling position to go to. But Haines catches that right arm, came across, cut across, got that covered to hips, took any sense of mobility and flexibility away from Mantanona.
3 straight takedowns coming for Levi Haines to give him a nice lead. He's already garnered 1 minute and 53 seconds of riding time. Still in this second.
Bottom, you're warned. Bottom first.
And there's a small warning coming on Mantanona. His first.
Drop down.
Mantanona bowed out in the blood round last year at the NCAAs. He and his brother both, I think, really moving toward a podium finish this year. You know, you got to wrestle these guys, and it shows you where you're at.
Yeah. Already a victory for Levi Haines over Patrick Kennedy this season. The #3 ranked wrestler in the weight class here at 174 pounds. Could see each other in a couple of weeks at the Big Ten Championships as the end of the second. Levi Haines with a nice sizable lead.
What I really liked there was Levi Haines looking over the corner to his coaches saying, shall I go neutral? I mean, you know, a lot of respect. I think it's really good. He's a veteran. You might think, some veterans might think, I don't need to look over the coaches. You always should take a glance. You had that good communication there. It's you're in this together. Coach, athlete, Levi looking over and making sure that what he had in mind is what his coaches had in mind.
And why not? He's been so good on his feet here with 3 takedowns.
Get all of them.
When you learn, I mean, that's what's great about the athlete-coach relationship.
Just make sure you get all the fingers.
First of all, how do you doubt anything that those guys would say, you know? But when you learn to respect authority and to actually be obedient to authority, that's where you find success in life. And for me, any sense of success I've ever had something to do with being obedient to authority in my life. And that's why the coach-athlete relationship is so important. That's what you learn. It's about trust. I mean, you see how many years that these guys, you know, Sanderson and Cunningham have. how invested they are. They're for you. That's what a great coach is. They're for you.
Another, no, not quite now, the takedown given to Haines. Yeah, I know Cale Sanderson has talked and said, listen, I've got guys on my staff. All three of these assistants could go on and be head coaches anywhere they want in the country, and yet they have elected to stay here for what has been quite the dynasty for Penn State, having won 12 of the last 14 national championships.
Backing. One red.
He's been relentless on the offense here. Levi Haines continues with a nice sizable lead. He's looking at a tech fall here in the third. Running time already secured.
Look at that hand fighting. He just in there and works that system.
You're saying let him up, and they want more, searching for bonus points at 174.
They're moving every 1 or 2 seconds. His hands are moving all the time. It's just faster than most. Working that, I mean, that is just the pace, the hand fighting is different than most, and that's why he's different than most.
Levi Haines, a takedown away from getting his 8th tech fall of the season. Mantanona looking to prevent it. Haines on the edge of the mat, gets the takedown and secures a tech fall before the horn. Put another tech fall on the board for Penn State. And it's the 8th of the season for Levi Haines. Continues for Penn State, 184 pounds, a top 7 battle in the Big Ten. Rocco Welsh has been so good at his sophomore campaign, 14-0 since transferring in, and Brock Mantanona at his freshman campaign, the number 7th ranked wrestler in the country for Coach Sean Horvat of this Michigan group. Is looking to get Michigan on the board with their first. There have been some really good matchups, some good wrestling on either side. Michigan has not seen their arm raised yet, but they hope to at 184. Still a tall task with the number 1 ranked wrestler in Rocco Welsh.
Both these wrestlers very athletic. Brock Mantanona, I've seen some acrobatics from him in earlier matches. Really good at scoring in every position. He kind of loves chaos.
He did, and that match against Dylan Fishback was chaos of Ohio State. That was scrambling at the end, and Brock Mantanona came away with the win. That was a top 10 win. Fishback was number 7 for Ohio State at the time.
Fishback, the old Rocco Welsh. Fishback in at the weight class that Rocco was in when he finished as runner-up for the Buckeyes after a redshirt year. Transferred in to Penn State. He's ice cold. I mean, he won 4-2 in the first round of the NCAAs, and then 3 straight sudden victory, 4-1 wins to the finals.
Yep.
I mean, that's ice cold,
that
man.
Is.
And he lost 2-0 to Starachi.
Ice cold, red hot, how do you say it?
Yeah.
Mantanona trying to get the ankle that time, but Welsh gets himself out of it.
So always stepping forward. He's like a brawler. There's no fear.
Yeah.
Loves the collar tie.
A couple of nice wins for Mantanona, 2 over Silas Allred. He's got 2 wins against him. 7 ranked victories for Mantanona in his redshirt freshman season.
Ooh, nice little pick right there. That's a
Rocco Welsh with a first takedown.
Yeah, drop to the opponent's left leg, just as his system calls for there. A little knee pick on the left leg of his opponent. He's got great conditioning, just the way he trains. Consistency is the key, and I think he's starting to really feel like, hey, this is who I am.
Yeah.
And
I know Cale Sanderson said this week, it can be difficult for transfers to come in and, learn everything about a program, get put in there. They feel like Rocco Welsh has really hit his stride here the last couple of weeks, feels very comfortable in the room.
We talked at about 133 pounds. Well, if you're at 184, you better be hitting your stride, because McNeil, Ferrari from Iowa, Arnold's going tonight, and he's pretty darn good in place of Ferrari, who might be dinged up. You've got, of course, Aiden Sinclair, who might be the best of them all.
What's that?
long
He drops to
down.
that left leg, just picks it, trips down, covers the hips. Really nicely done. Didn't go down to his knees, stayed on his feet.
Red cover.
Trying to bring him back to his back.
Little suck back action, nothing else. It kept Brock Mantanona understanding that he was in danger. And now the forward pressure, look at that. The head on the mat, elbows out. Takedown with no answer.
Ends the first period with 1 minute and 19 seconds of riding time. He'll now go in the down position. So far, it has been 7 straight victories for Penn State. Last time these two matched up a year ago, it was a 39-0 winner for Penn State over Michigan. Michigan trying to get something going in the final couple of matches. They are favored at heavyweight, the only match of the night where they will be, as Rocco Welch is up and out. Still over a minute of riding time for him.
Just to bring perspective in Michigan, one of the best teams in the nation.
Exactly. Number 11 in the country.
They got some guys that are, not getting their hand raised tonight, but are going to be in the, looking for a podium finish. And when you get several podium finishes, you get that opportunity to get into the top 10 and then start sneaking toward the trophies.
I know we're fired up as Mantanona trying to spin around to get it. We're fired up next week for the Michigan-Iowa duel. That's going to be in Carver Hawkeye Arena. That's going to be a real close one. That will be here on the Big Ten Network. But it's big time for Michigan right now. It's go time, I should say, with the final couple of weeks. And they've got, obviously, the number 1 team of the country now. They've got the number 5 team in the country they'll travel to next week. Final minute here of the second period.
Staying in the logo there, you find them both staying there, but Rocco's always stepping forward. The pressure on his opponents.
Rocco, a 2-time Pennsylvania state champion, while Brock Mantanona, a 2-time California state champion there at Palm Desert High School.
A couple of his brothers.
Wrestle through the position, guys. Wrestle through.
Anthony and Trey.
Stalemate.
Oklahoma University, so it's quite a wrestling family, the Mantanonas. Their dad, head of the club there, and
30 seconds in the second
done
period.
so well in that area of California.
He's coming.
It's a 32-0 lead for Penn State over Michigan. They have secured the victory here tonight to remain undefeated on the season. 13-0, 7-0 in the Big Ten, and it's their 84th consecutive dual victory. That is an NCAA record. 84 consecutive coming the way of Penn State in this group. They have been so dominant over this stretch of college wrestling, and that continues here tonight.
What I love about both these wrestlers, they're thinking right now, how can I win this match? And so you're adjusting, you're gathering data. Rocco said, I like where I'm at, but I just know, Brock's got that look in his eye. I'm trying to figure out how can I win this match. I've got short time, 1 period to do it.
No, we're out.
Back to the center.
Red cover.
A lot of ink there on Rocco, and everything means something. I had the opportunity to speak to him a couple of years ago, just asking about it. It always means something. And he was really nice to share certain parts that meant to him. And so he certainly, it would have taken me too long to hang around to know what every one of them mean. But everything certainly means something to him.
Red, you're orange. Red.
Everybody's got a story,
First warning,
and
Red.
everybody's got different ways of sharing their stories. I think it's kind of cool.
Yeah.
Red cover.
Stall warning coming on Rocco Welch.
Navy ride there. Would like to elevate that and bring Brock back to his back and catch him. Brock continues to move.
Out of bounds.
Out of bounds, back to the center for the final minute and 5 seconds.
He's got 1 stall on Red. Is that it?
Right now, Rocco Welch just 2 seconds away from securing riding time, essentially making it a 5-0 lead. Back-to-back tech falls coming for Penn State.
McNeil continuing to step forward, trying to get in there and put some points on the board, make something happen. Riding time secured, so he's going to have more than a takedown. Look at that forward attack by Welsh. Continues to move forward.
Out of bounds.
Stays on the attack. Always looking for points.
Back to the center and back of their feet.
Yep.
There's a double. Wow. Drives through. Textbook. Yeah, he drove through. He hit that at the hips, and then if you would have watched his feet, they were driving. And he had Mantanona stood up, and then he started driving through for the 3 points.
That was like a linebacker coming down the gap, just right at him. Relentless.
Well, he could certainly play that position.
Yes, he looked like it. Play for either of those guys playing at the Super Bowl on Sunday. Rocco Welch gets the victory. Another ranked win. Welch continues his undefeated season and his 8th ranked victory of the year.
Today is Penn State 33, Michigan nothing.
Let's take a look at our outstanding wrestlers presented by Cliff Keen. Nate Desmond was thrown into this lineup and got a ranked victory, getting the go at 141. Sudden victory. But Desmond gets the job done, and now his job. He's 13-0 in his sophomore campaign. And it's a couple of young guys as Hayden Walters is the 20th ranked wrestler in the country. He's 7-4 right now, and he's got a big opportunity here at 197 to go against the #1 ranked wrestler in America.
Well, if there's anyone that can match Mitchell Mesenbrink's pace on this team, it's certainly Josh Barr.
Kick him.
Out of the powerhouse Davison team in Michigan.
4-time Michigan State champ at that school.
Yeah, national champions. John Reeder, Brent Metcalf, Paul Donahoe, all national champions for the coach Roy Hall there at Davison. And just a great program. And Josh Barr trying to step in there and win his first national championship. Runner-up last year to Stephen Buchanan as a freshman. He's really tough. Having a great year. Had a great year last year.
Yeah.
And he got dinged up in the U23s. He was beating the Iranian and got kind of dinged up, ribs, and it caused him to be out at the beginning of the season. Takes a while to get back.
Remember, too, he got dinged up at the Big Ten Championships last year. Ended up having the injury default, got a 6th-place finish, and turned it 2 weeks later into a runner-up finish at the NCAA Championships. There's the first takedown coming for Barr.
Yeah, it was a nice takedown there, but Hayden Walters did a nice job of not allowing it to be more damage. He really worked hard to get that crossface that Barr wanted to push through, had the kind of the leverage with the shoulder, and it could have been 4 more points or even a pin, and Walters was able to turn down and avoid that.
Walters, the 4-time Oregon State champion at Crater High School. Had an injury last year that kept him away from the mat quite a bit, but he's had a really nice season with a ranked win already, putting him top 20 in the country.
He's the Dave Schultz Excellence Award winner in Oregon. Tells you the kind of guy he is. Not only are you excellent as a wrestler, but as a person. Got the armbar, yeah.
there's been 4 tech falls, but no falls so far tonight for this Penn State group. A lot of bonus points, and Walters gets himself out of there.
No change.
A nice work, hip heist, movement by Hayden Walters. Starting to really wrestle better. I mean, you know, when you are out an entire year and don't get the opportunity to develop in your redshirt year, and it takes some time to build your confidence. He's had 2 season-ending injuries, one in high school, one in college, and so it's just great. He probably feels real grateful to be out there.
Josh Barr with 34 takedowns on the season. He's allowed just 1 takedown this entire year. He's 13-0 right now. Looking to ride him out after an early takedown here in the first.
Real tough ride after an early takedown, and obviously getting over 2 minutes of riding time.
Again, at the conclusion of this one, it is a top 5 duel in the Big Ten. Into the Senior Day festivities in the Corvelli Center as Ohio State opens the door to 5th-ranked Iowa. Going to be a great duel. Shayne and Jim are standing by. They will have the call of that one upcoming. All part of our doubleheader of Friday Night Wrestling on the Big Ten Network tonight. We're seeing the #1 team in the country, Penn State, show their dominance here tonight. They lead at 33-0 over the number 11 team in the country, Michigan.
Cover and hold.
Every single wrestler in this lineup for Penn State has had at least 2 takedowns. Barr with an early takedown. He'll look to try to get his second at some point in this match, but these guys have been relentless. 31 takedowns after 8 matches for Penn State, just 2 takedowns for Michigan as Walters gets out, and now Barr's got an opportunity to get his second.
Driving in on that double, drops down to the single, comes around. He's going to try, he's looking for that far ankle as soon as he catches it. Drives through, gets the 3.
His second takedown. So it continues. Every wrestler in this lineup for Penn State, at least 2 takedowns. They've been offensively minded with already 4 tech falls and a major.
Yeah, Barr working on things tonight. That was great level change. He dropped and
Green, bottom, you're worn, bottom.
On top, he usually likes to put scoops the leg and Turk. Right now he's been trying to work an arm bar, but working on his feet.
He'd
like to catch Walters or something. There's another shot low from space. Corrects, come back to the left leg of Walters, and then
another takedown for Josh Barr. He's the only one in his lineup for Cale Sanderson that is from the state of Michigan, from Davidson, Michigan, like we said. And I know Cale talked this week and said, listen, it's a really good wrestling state. We're going to continue to recruit it. We've got 2 guys on our roster, Braden Davis, who wasn't in the lineup today, but also from the state of Michigan. He just had great things to say about the wrestling in this state.
Pretty good recruiting strategy to come in and, look the way they look
I'd say.
in the Michigan arena.
End of the second, and Barr's already with 3 minutes and 32 seconds of riding time. That means going into the 30s, already secured riding time. Here is the dual recap so far. It has been 8 straight victories for Penn State. 33-0. They continue their undefeated season. And their 84th consecutive dual win. That is an NCAA record. 84 consecutive victories.
Green.
Stall warning coming on green. Hayden Walters.
Barr continues to lower his level, shoot, try to work a single leg, just trying to get better out there. Nice shot by Walters, but now Barr with the heavy on the head and a runaround. Runs the corner really easily. Now he's looking for that tech fall, and he's got to push him away. And now you drop back in again. Plenty of time.
14-3. He's got riding time secured. Barr has 6 tech falls on the season.
Barr feels the ankle that he has there. He's going to try to cast over. Nice job by Walters of trying to hook that leg, keeping Barr from what he wants to do there. I mean, you are not going to tire out. Now, Barr just, you know, he's got a tank on him that will just keep going.
Barr needs a takedown at a turn, or otherwise take down, let him up, and kick him down again to get that tech fall. In deep on the single leg and quickly with the takedown.
Side headlock. 1.
Walters has already been warned for stalling once.
Yep. Out of bounds. Break easy, guys. Break easy. Good break there.
You see.
Green, you're down.
You see Coach Cunningham say, let's go neutral to try to get that takedown.
Okay.
And they will let both wrestlers on their feet. A takedown away from getting another tech fall. It would be the 5th of this duel for Penn State if he's able to.
30 seconds in the third period.
The underhook throw by down to the single leg. Now he's just going to lower his level. Try to drive through. Nice shin whizzer by Walters, trying to keep it cut, and he limps out, gets the 3-point, and the tech fall.
That is the 5th tech fall for Penn State here today. The dominance offensively continues, and Josh Barr has his 7th of the season. Center from Ann Arbor into heavyweight we go, where this crowd has been sticking around and hoping to see some magic. Cole Marasola, the freshman's 12-3 for Penn State, and it's takedown, the senior, number 5 of the country. The transfer is 16-2 in this lineup this season for Michigan. Our favorite in this match for the only one. We've been harping on it as Michigan looks to avoid the sweep.
Takedown opportunity. We saw Mason Paris earlier in the hallway, having people like Mason Paris and to wrestle with every day. Of course, Paris, one of the top candidates for our Olympic team in 2028 on the national team, and so a lot of heavyweights in the room for takedown. After 6 years at Campbell, it's a 7th year, and here he is as an All-American a couple of years ago, and now the opportunity to even get better. And I think that's what he really appreciates about the opportunities he has. How good can I get? And he has all these training partners, because you're just going to get better when you've got training partners who are better than you.
Yeah. That was one of the main reasons to come here to Michigan. Like you said, the 4-time NCAA qualifier, got on the podium for the first time in 2024 as an All-American. But he's from the state of Michigan. Michigan State champion at Fitzgerald High School back in 2019.
Cole, a twin of whether he was a 197-pounder, not in the lineup obviously because of Josh Barr, but both these guys are workhorses, and they come from again, Wisconsin, great background, pedigree.
And Mirasola is coming off a tough one. He fell to A.J. Ferrari, the national champ. That was a 2-1 match in which Ferrari rode him out to win it.
Cole wanting that inside tie there. Wants to continue to move forward. He is there. Would like to there. He comes in on a little ankle pick shot.
These two are two of the lighter heavyweights, too. They can move around and real athletic for the weight.
Cole having a big win over Iowa's heavyweight Keeter, 4-3 in their dual meet earlier, and Godala getting the opportunity next week. Big victory he had last week against Feldman, like you said, and then now next week. So there, a nice shot by Cole now, and good hip action, foot down. Godala trying to get the front headlock and try to find a corner himself. Good recovery, but good movement by Marisola. Like you said, he's not the biggest heavyweight, but he's really good.
Marisola, the three-time Wisconsin state champion at West Bend High School. It was a 39-0 victory for Penn State a season ago. Michigan is looking to get on the board here this year. Penn State's already put up 38. Again, we talked about it earlier, but they average margin of victory for Penn State in a duel in the Big Ten season is 39.8. I mean, they have been dominant. I've got more Friday Night Wrestling coming your way here tonight. A great duel from Columbus, Ohio, as number 2 Ohio State has 5th-ranked Iowa. Next week, it's number 1 versus number 2, Penn State and Ohio State lock horns.
Nice job by Gedali of hooking that back ankle, stretching it out. Chop down. Good job of chop down. Keeping the ankle hooked. Looking for that inside wrist. See how he's not on his knees there. Driving through, hooking the ankle. Trying to put forward motion on Marisola. And nice roll by Marisola, but the tight waist by Gedali comes back on top. Avoided a nice move, potential reversal there by Marisola. Good action.
Break easy.
Back to the center they go. Gedali continues as the top guy with 58 seconds of riding time.
And what he'd really like to do here is get about 15 more seconds or 20 more seconds of riding time. This is huge. Marisola coming up. A lot of pressure. Gedali. He doesn't want to let him go right here. Get his hips close underneath. Right now, not bad, not bad. He's got 15 seconds and 14 to get out. When he probably goes under, if nothing else happens here, he'll go down, have his opportunity. But right now, whoa, nice jump.
On the leg here.
Yeah, he did get in on the leg. He caught that leg. This would be huge if he could drive around, and he does. He gets the 3-point. Huge takedown for the Wolverine at home.
Gedali taking the lead 3-1 in the second.
Becoming a fan favorite right here.
An opportunity to give him his home crowd something to get loud about from the CRISLER Center today.
And building up the riding time as well.
That will send us to the third. Gedali rides him for a long time and then turns around with the offense.
Yeah, he did a really nice job of catching that leg. I thought that Marisola was going to come around, run the corner, and get around him for his own takedown. And Gedali did a nice job of holding on to that and getting that takedown.
You going down?
Gedali will go down.
Get set, Green.
Both these wrestlers have such great workout partners in their rooms. It's so important to develop that you can see Gedali is he came here to get better, and he has. That forward pressure by Marisola, but he's going to have to do more than ride. But what he'd like to do is get rid of the riding time. So he's going to get rid of the riding time. Then he'll have to go on his feet.
Trying to get up here.
Trying to get out before, and he does. Keeps the riding time. Now, if we get that takedown with 6 seconds left and ride out, that would take it to sudden victory. So Marisola wants to get after it. The opportunity in front of him.
Neither wrestler has been warned for stalling. A 4-1 lead after the takedown of the second for Gedali.
Two different body languages there.
Yeah.
Marisola runs back to the center. A slow walk by Godali, who's given a lot of energy right here, but oh, nice job.
Stall warning coming on Godali, his first.
Good defense there by Godali. That was a good hard shot by Marisola, but he needs to find the corner. They're not going to be able to shoot straight on. But, you know, there's
look at
big time.
He's ready to go.
Yeah, he really is. Godali been warned for stalling. Got to, you know, sometimes in life, and this is what you learn in wrestling, you just got to suck it up. Right now, Godali's got to suck it up.
He's trying to send this one overtime.
Right there, that's a good job. If he can get his body on top, he's got to get his hips up on top. He's got the crotch lift, can't slide down.
He needs at least 4 seconds to take the riding time away.
Oh, nice job of breaking that. Stay on top if you're Godali. You got to keep in there. You can't let it up.
Marisola.
And that is going to do it, even if he gets the takedown. And he doesn't.
He won't get the takedown, and Michigan will get the heavyweight victory. Godali gets the decision, and he prevents the 0 up there from Michigan. In the end, Penn State does win it. They take 9 of the 10 matches. Great wrestling continues here on a Friday night. Let's send you out to Columbus.
Godali from Michigan with a 4-1 decision over
Hoàn nhau chứ gì? Ai làm gì? Ui chơi mà. Người ta lên ngồi xuống là mẹ con với nhau thì bảo nhau mà thương với nhau. Ui bùng cái con thù ấy. Vừa qua con nghe thấy không? Không.
Cháu chưa ngủ đâu, nghe thấy cháu mà ngủ không mà cãi nhau chả biết gì, ngủ phát đến sáng. Chưa, còn cái mới là